A judge sentenced an Escondido woman today, convicted for fraudulently obtaining unemployment benefits, but she won't be spending any time behind bars.
Her son and daughter-in-law have already been sentenced for their part in the scheme. Together, they stole $1.3 million from the state. As CBS 8's Heather Hope reports, they filed fraudulent claims using prison inmates' information.
Stacey Wright's attorney says Ms. Wright played a very minimal role in the EDD fraud scheme with her son and her daughter-in-law. But the judge and the deputy district attorney says Ms. Wright knew exactly what she was doing when she got involved in this crime.
But this is somebody who's very familiar with the system.
62-year-old Stacey Wright stood behind her attorney in court as she heard the terms of her sentencing for her role in a $1.3 million unemployment benefits fraud scheme in 2020, where Wright and her son and daughter-in-law filed fraudulent claims using personal info of 64 prison inmates.
She was not the one opening up these EDD accounts and taking the identities of these people in custody to open up the accounts.
Wright's attorney says her involvement was minimal. She only opened the P.O. box, which was used as an address for the fraudulent EDD accounts, but she did not take the hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Yes, she's liable, and she pled guilty as an aider and abetter because she assisted in this bigger scheme.
But the deputy district attorney didn't buy it, that Wright had no clue what her son and his wife were doing.
She was involved from beginning to the end.
Prosecutor Kari Philpott says Wright's Escondido home address was used in the scheme, so she was well a part of the application process.
A grandmother whose family relies heavily on her to survive, when the family did rely heavily on her to steal over $1 million from the state of California.
Wright's son and daughter-in-law both were sentenced to time in prison, but Judge Daniel Link sentenced Wright to 2 years probation and 120 days of CPAC, or county parole and alternative custody, which includes home confinement with electronic monitoring. Wright was ordered to pay fines and obtain gainful employment, part of her probation.
Electronics could be searched anytime by law enforcement, no questions asked. Understood?
Yes, sir.
The judge said Wright was no stranger to theft, with a criminal history including convictions of drug sales and various theft crimes as recent as 2017.
She's had a criminal history since 1980. This is not her first crime. And in fact, she's got 2 other theft convictions, which lends me to argue she's a dishonest person.
Heather Hope, CBS 8.